A sometimes underrated and overlooked part of most major sports is the announcer and analyst on the sidelines of the action. With a careful eye, they give play-by-plays of a sports action, provide expert advice and background on players, crack jokes, and often give iconic and memorable play calls on the action happening in front of us. Announcers introducing the athletes is pretty important for any sport. Sportscasters and analysts come from all walks of life. Some are longtime sports journalists, some are former players and athletes themselves, some are coaches, and some are just really dedicated fans of the sport. Every sport has iconic sportscasters. Basketball has a legendary Mike Breen.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
Football has John Madden.
Robert Smith is back from Minnesota. And he is throwing it back to Cunningham, the old flea picker. And open is Randy Moss, and in the end zone is a Minnesota touchdown.
But when it comes to contact sports, no announcer is as truly great and iconic as Bruce Buffer, as he has made a name for himself not only as one of the greatest MMA announcers of all time, if not the greatest announcer in all of sports. Let's take a look at how Bruce Buffer worked into becoming one of the most iconic voices in MMA. Before we get to the meat of the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more videos on the coolest sports content. Bruce was born on the 21st of May 1957, making him 66 years old as of the making of this video. He was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and as some of you may already know, apparently ringside announcing runs in the family, as he is brothers with another iconic announcer, Michael Buffer, who has pretty much become iconic with his infamous line of,
"Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!"
The two, however, did not know they were brothers until they were in their late 30s. So commentating really was just in their DNA. Because what are the chances of both of them becoming these hugely popular fight announcers in completely different sports? The two brothers are also actually the grandson of boxing legend Johnny Buff, and as you can see later, fighting and combat sports really is in their DNA. Before becoming an icon in MMA as an announcer, Bruce Buffer was actually very much into martial arts himself. At just 13 years old, Bruce Buffer started in judo and reached as far as a green belt. Bruce Buffer then went on to live in Malibu, California, where he learns about the martial arts Tang Soo Do, a martial art he learned from pupils of Chuck Norris. By Chuck Norris, we do in fact mean the iconic action star. Bruce Buffer then went on to do kickboxing actually, but he had to retire early at just 32 years old after suffering a pretty bad concussion. This was also during a time way before the MMA we know today existed, so Bruce wasn't exactly making money as a kickboxer. Man, who knows if Bruce Buffer was born maybe just a little later, he could have been part of the original crop of MMA fighters in UFC. Bruce Buffer started his announcing career with the UFC at UFC 8. In what was supposed to be just a one-off thing, Bruce Buffer quickly fell in love with in-cage announcing and was an on-again, off-again announcer from UFC 8 to UFC 10. After some convincing, however, of then UFC owner Robert Meyer, Bruce Buffer became the UFC's full-time ring announcer, starting with UFC 13. Ever since then, he's been the go-to guy for in-ring announcing in the UFC. Before we continue on about Bruce Buffer's career, we have to talk a little about Bruce Buffer as a person because, believe it or not, Bruce Buffer is more than just a ring announcer. Bruce Buffer is actually a ranked poker player. He's even appeared multiple times on ESPN's World of Poker main event. He's played against some of the best in poker, and on September of 2010, the Luxor Las Vegas Casino named their poker room after Bruce Buffer.
Smart call.
Can't fold that hand.
Can't fold that. Mary. Mary. Come on, Hendo, give me the...
Bruce Buffer has also made tons of appearances in shows, movies, and even games like that time he played himself on HBO's Entourage, or that time he was an announcer on the video game Smite.
Tired of the losing, the bruising, the wait time for queuing? Introducing the Bruce Buffer Announcer Pack, available in Smite.
Safe to say, Bruce Buffer is definitely doing a lot more with life than just being an announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
It's insane how every part of Bruce Buffer's routine has now become iconic. His iconic intro of
It's time! It's time! It's time!
and the way he announces the winner of the bout in such an energetic way.
Playing the winner by knockout and new undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world.
Even the way Bruce Buffer moves and points to fighters has become iconic. It's called the Buffer 180 because of how he sways his body 180 degrees when he does the move. Bruce Buffer has simply become an icon in MMA, and you can tell he truly loves his sport. Safe to say, Bruce Buffer has almost perfected announcing in the UFC and has made his way of announcing an iconic to every single fan of MMA. It's also safe to say that we will never have an announcer as beloved and as well remembered as Bruce Buffer. And that's all for today's video. What's your favorite Bruce Buffer fight introduction? Write your answers down in the comments, and while you're at it, leave a like if you enjoy the video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications on the newest videos and the best sports content.